I meant to do my usual slide in, but my floor is slippery, so I almost fell. Anyways, so I'm too lazy to set up my full soft boxes, so I'm using literally just the ring light and the ISO a little higher than normal, and then this very minimal natural light. I am on a little mini vacation, and I'm craving something bad for me, but delicious. So I'm gonna remake the peanut butter cookies I previously have made, but I want to do something different. So typically, you roll them in granulated sugar. I'm going to try some Turbinado sugar because I bought this back in January? Like, I think January, maybe? January of this year? No. October. I don't even know what date, I don't know what month it is anymore. So this is, it's like granulated sugar. Essentially, it is like unprocessed brown sugar in a way. So they're big, thick granules. They don't really melt in the oven, so they'll keep their crunch. So I want a crunchy peanut butter cookie on the outside and chewy on the inside. So that is our hope. I'm gonna use Give Me Some Ovens recipe again because that recipe is absolutely delicious. And I totally didn't prepare for this, so I melted my butter almost by putting it under the grill of my stove as the heat comes out from the oven, and I warmed the egg by putting it under the stove grill area too, so improper heating, yay. Alright, so first off, we need to get our butter in here. So I'm doing a half batch because these make a lot of cookies, and I'm not playing that game today. So I got my butter going in, and then our brown sugar and granulated. Typically I use dark brown, but I'm to the bottom of my bin of brown sugar, so I have this mixture of light and dark, but honestly, you can use whatever you got. It doesn't really matter, at least in my opinion. And we're just gonna mix until it gets kind of fluffy, and then we can go ahead and throw in our giant glob of peanut butter, which is like the whole point of the cookie. So BRB. Okay, so the thing about brown sugar is it does prevent your mixture from getting too fluffy, so to speak, but this is fine for me. So I did this about like 5 minutes. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna add in the peanut butter, and we're just gonna mix it until it's like combined before we add anything else. I'm gonna scrape this real quick, otherwise, you know, stuff at the bottom isn't gonna get incorporated, which is not good. Alright. I wish I had a glass bowl so I could show you guys what's going on inside, but a lot of people say glass bowls aren't great for KitchenAids. So I don't feel like having it like break on me or something, even though I'm sure KitchenAid would probably replace it. Okay, so let's get that my way. And do a quick old mix. Like I said, just so it's going, you're not looking to add any air at this point because adding too much air, you're gonna start kind of taking some of the moisture out in a way, because then it's just air. So you're whipping it. I don't want a whipped cookie because that would not be that great unless it's a meringue. Although I don't like meringue cookies. Alright, I'm gonna try to scrape down my bowl now and hope that doesn't fall off the beater. Alright, so you definitely need to scrape. So your batter is going to be a little bit loose. That's okay. It's supposed to be, well, I guess dough is really this thing, but it's going to be kind of batter-like. The noises of my neighbors. Okay, let me that. Okay, so that's in there. And now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to add our vanilla. Some people don't like adding vanilla into peanut butter cookies. I do personally. So if you don't want vanilla in there, don't do it. Then we have our one egg. I'm going to take off my ring that I'm wearing because I'm going to get egg on me probably. Also, let's be smart and have it be over here. So I don't. Warmed egg just breaks so easily. I got one little piece of shell. It's because like it cracked on me. Okay, hold on. Okay, this is definitely a different angle for you guys. Usually I have you like over here, straight on, and now I'm like, here, have you on a curve, because I don't know. Why not? Let's just go ahead and mix this for a quick second while I clean up a little. Okay. Eggs all mixed in. Ooh, the egg wasn't as warm as it should have been because this is definitely like slightly not happy. You can kind of tell if your egg's not warm enough or if something you put in here is not warm enough because it gives a slight curly look because butter obviously stiffens as it gets cold. I think this will be okay though. I'll be truly honest, a lot of the time I don't have my stuff room temp when I make these videos because I'm lazy. I mean, as a kid, I used like a Crisco all the time making cookies and cakes, and my eggs would always be fresh out of the fridge. Like, I very rarely had all room temp stuff. So, obviously things will combine better if they're all the same temperature, but 'tis not world ending. Okay. I'm gonna actually leave that off for the moment. Now I'll put it back because I just realized it's in the way because of the angle I have. Alright, so let's go ahead and get our dry mixture here. So I got flour, we got baking powder and baking soda, and then our salts and some cornstarch, which doesn't want to come all the way out. So the cornstarch, I'm gonna use the baby whisk because this is not a lot of stuff, but the cornstarch basically helps with the chewiness somewhat. Yeah, I'm doing this half batch, so I'm gonna use this little baby whisk. Oh, mostly because my other whisk is drying still, because I made French toast earlier. Alright, that's good enough. We don't need like super hyper mixed stuff, just enough. Gotta be honest, I also didn't sift my flour. Definitely do that in most cases, but my flour wasn't super lumpy, so wasn't too concerned. Alright, so the thing about me when it comes to flour and just dry mixtures in general when I put it into a bowl like this is I don't trust my KJ to not make it go poof in my face. Me trying to make room in my sink. Can I just like... No, my hands are all gross. This is my life. Alright, anyways. I feel like no matter what I do, my KitchenAid always goes poof in my face when it comes to flour. So I do like to just mix a little bit by hand and then I'll just finish it off in my KitchenAid. Or with my KitchenAid rather, not on it or in it, because I... Words. My brain is so broken right now. So, alright. So it's like kind of... Like, I'll show you. I don't know how you can see it, but it's like kind of sandy. That's kind of how I want it, because now it won't go poof in my face. So, slap that on. Kind of break some of this off my spatula, because we don't want any unmixed bits in here. And then just a quick old mix. Alright, that's good enough. And then I'll do one more mix by hand just because realistically the KitchenAid can't get everything. It gets a lot, just not everything. Alright, so let's... How about we bring the bowl closer to ourselves for once, boy? Alright, there we go. So I just want to get as much off as I can. That's also why I prefer using a KitchenAid, because having the beater like this is nice. Unlike the little, like, was it, I don't even know what to call the little, like, what do you call, like, these? Are they tines? Like on a fork? Like on a, like, hand mixer? I don't know what to call them, but, like, it's a pain in the butt to get cookie dough out of them. And then having to wash them is such a pain in the tuchus, so I don't want to do it. Alright, we can't get everything, but got a good bit here. Okay. So, I just vacuumed and swept and mopped, and now there's cookie dough on my floor. This is my life. Alright. So let's do a quick mix by hand because there's definitely a little bit of powder down here. Alright, I'll be honest, is this one of the recipes I have to chill? I didn't even look at that part. I can't remember. I don't think I have to chill this part. Alright, I'm being naughty. Taste test it. All right. Cookie dough, sugar, giant tray. I am so sad. So I bought this tray at Home Goods for like $10 because it was like this blush pink. And my stupid booty got oil on it. And I didn't realize I got oil on it. So I was using it as a drip pan. So like I had it covered and I was using the drip pan. But somehow I got oil on the inside. So now it's all like cooked on oil and stuff. And once you have oil cooked on there, especially on a coated pan, it ain't coming off. I am so sad. I've had this pan for like 2 years, so it's not like a huge deal. Well, almost 2 years. It's been like a year and a half. I got it not long after I moved in here. But I'm still sad. Okay, so I'm gonna use, what is this? Like a, I don't even know how big this scoop is. I don't know, this is probably like 3 or 4 tablespoons, I bet. Maybe 2. It's definitely at least 2 tablespoons. I like baked cookies. So, what I'm gonna do, take off my rings, first off. Because I will hate myself if I get cookie dough into my rings. They're not expensive, but not time or place. All right. So I'm gonna do 2 big old scoops here. Okay, so this used almost all the sugar I put in the bowl, so that's kind of nice. All right, I'm just gonna make sure these are nice and situated here. Okay. They're not too close, but also not too, well, not too close to the edge, I really should be saying. They're definitely not close to each other. Got like probably like 4 inches of space there, maybe 5. Okay. So now comes the part I'm a little concerned about, and that's the cross look, because this is Turbinado sugar, so it's not really gonna melt, so I don't know if these are gonna turn out right. There we go. Okay, good enough. So I'm gonna bake these at 350 because I'm doing it bigger than the recipe. I'm gonna check them at 10 minutes, but they might take up to 12. You're really looking for them just to, honestly, it's a judgment thing. I wouldn't go past 12 personally, so I like them slightly underdone. So I'm gonna check them at 10, see if they're browning too much, because peanut butter, you can tell they're browning too much. But we'll be back, and I might do something more to these, depending on how they turn out. So we shall see. We have returned. Also, I think my lighting changed a little, so I'm probably going to like turn it down a bit. Anyways, these are not super fresh out of the oven. Like I can touch the pan. So these are pretty much how I want them in terms of doneness. Like, I'm gonna bring this a little closer so you can kind of see it. But this is, hold on, a little bright. Trying to like do this. Yeah, it's too bright. I'm sorry, but you can see the brownness there. They're crispy. Like I love it. So I have never used Turbinado sugar to do this. So let's see if we're crunchy on the outside and chewy on the inside. Yeah. That's perfect. I love that. So it's definitely a little underbaked how I like it, but it is crunchy on the out and chewy on the in. I mean, I can feel the crunch. That's what I wanted. Let's be real, I'm gonna have a lot of fun editing this lighting in here because the lighting over here is going away because it's 3 in the afternoon, and this is not because this part of the house is on the west side, but I'm in an alleyway, so doesn't really help because it's the west side this way. My alleyway with the window is this way, so that's like what, south? So this window is south facing. So, which means my building is north facing. So I get a lot of light in the morning, and then I get nothing the rest of the day. Anyways, so I made some cookies with just granulated sugar. And I'm gonna give this a taste to see like what the difference is here. Huh. That's a big difference, actually. So this cookie is still crunchy because some of that sugar melts. That's what granulated sugar does in the oven. But it's a lot sweeter. I don't taste the sugar, the peanut butter as much compared to the turbinado sugar. I do prefer the turbinado sugar. It's a different crunch because it's not the cookie that's crunching, it's the sugar that's crunching. But you still get this super fluffy cookie on the inside. So, I mean, they're also completely different looking. Let me find like a really good one here. Okay, it's gonna be hard. I'm really sorry. So, like you can see that oh no, you can't see the difference. The light's too harsh. Darn it. Can I like stand back here and like zoom in? We're gonna try zooming in, but you can see there's such a difference. You can see these crystals, the sugar crystals on here. And this is just like kind of sparkly because it's melted sugar, but like, I don't know. And the color's different too. Like you still see some sugar bits and just, I don't know. Obviously this one's more pleasing to the eye because there isn't a bunch of crystals all over it, but I don't know, I prefer these guys better. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking. This lighting is terrible, and I'm just gonna see you guys next time. Okay, bye.